Okay, and we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Do. How's everyone doing on this glorious Sunday? It is Sunday. If you celebrated on the 4th of July, I hope you had a great 4th. And you still have all of your fingers, like Corey still does. Have all of his fingers. Yes. For those that I hope everyone understands why I say that, right? Like I hope everyone keeps all of their fingers. Um is because fireworks are dangerous and people don't pay attention too well. Sometimes, not everybody, right? It's the same idea as like when people deep fry turkeys. You got to be careful with that shit because people don't know what they're doing and they routinely, at least a few people every year, guess what? They end up in the hospital. Alec, first, everyone that even has a consideration for that, they have to be in my Discord server. So just to be considered, you already have to be in the server. And then it really just depends on where I go from there. Hi, Oya. I gotta... It's all right. Everyone can read it. That's the important part. Someone in my city set off street fireworks. Oh yeah. Thank you so much for the meteor shower. Thank you so much for already trying to help me out with my gift gallery. Oh. Interesting. Something else. Interesting. Okay, let's see. How's everyone doing? Oya, have you had a great day today specifically? Also, Oya might get mad at me later. I had a thought and she might get mad at me later, but not for a bad thing. Good. Clean. Toddler and nerds on a phone call. Nerds. We love nerds. We love nerds. Why?
You're awesome.
There it is. That came in delayed. Da 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 da. Hi, Benita. Oh yeah, that's a different one. I'm not saying that because of Oya. I said that because of I was saying it like Oi, yeah, like two separate ones. This is interesting. What was I thinking of? Oh yes, W to my good friend Queen for the 50. Said for the kitty. Thank you for. I know it's not on purpose this time. I'm so sorry. Oya, go do parenting. Go do parenting, Oya. If I say it again, it's just going to be a reactionary response. So hello. Hello. Well, Marco, technically, so I appreciate your sentiment. Technically, he can't lose the midterms because it would be Republicans, but I understand what you mean. I'm sorry. I'm in a very I think I'm in a very spiced like neurodivergent mood. So I'm just being very specific and I'm so sorry. It's not you, it's me in this case. But thank you, Pucho, W Pucho, for the 10. Thank you so much. We will take that off of here too. I did decide I'm gonna do the higher amounts in live goals so that I also include supers on my days with just me. So thank you, Pucho, for the 10. Everything helps. The doggy's fine. It's for the kitty cat. It's for Safari. Queen, you're the bestest. So hey, Sonia. Queen, what day are you on my schedule next? I have to remind myself. One person still hasn't put themselves on the schedule, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Oh, Queen is back towards the end of the month. and I need to get on money because she's not putting in her stuff. You can, hey, I don't care. Like, y'all can support Trump all you want, but don't repeat in spam. How about that? All right. I'll put the rules out there for you, Pookie Pie. You can say whatever pro-Trump stuff you want in my comments, but don't repeat and spam the same comment because that will earn you a tiny little mute for a little bit. We'll earn a tiny little mute for a little bit. Queen, would you like to apply your 50 for a month mute? Because we can do that. We can apply that to a month's worth of mute. Okay. Please come back every day. Actually, Queen, let me see if I can. Boom. You may have the honor, Queen. You even get the honor. You get the honor to do it too. All right. Oh, is somebody calling it? Let me see. I don't think anyone's called in yet. Oh, yeah. Boom. Hector. Hecatorac. Hector for the tan. We're bringing that down. He said, friend. Yeah, apparently. He's probably in the request box too, because he likes to come up on my live in particular. I've already, like, Hector, if you wanted to play, you could come up here and you could talk to him, but I ain't doing it. So he seems to avoid my awesome friends in the community for some reason and seems to like to request up on me on my panel a lot. Oh, that makes sense. I haven't decided what the cost of a permaband is, but Queen just muted him for a month in the live chat, so. Jen, I know who you are. Jen, who do you wanna feisty? Who are you looking to mute? Are you wanting to add a week to Joel's timeout? Because we can do that too. Oh, you're talking about Corey's brothers. Corey's dog? Gotcha, that makes sense. Yes, you can call in, Cap. Just don't overtalk. Oh, nicknames for revenge. Revolving door. Oh, yeah, that does make sense. To be determined. Okay. So you're taking a free, or you're taking a week mute pending. Is that what I decided? Yeah, I have to remind myself on some of these things. So for those that are confused on what's happening right now and what are these conversations that I'm having right now, I'm going to play y'all a little sound bite here so you guys understand what this is.
Do you want someone muted from the chat? Maybe they're spamming, annoying, displaying bot behavior, or maybe they're just a dumb bitch. Well, you can mute them for as little as $5 a day, $20 a week, or $50 a month. Pay links are in the bio.
I'm doing it like me, so it's like this actually for y'all. My bad. Yes, always Eli. We love Eli over here. He does the best little ones. So yes, that is what we do, okay? So and I don't count the days that I don't go live. So when I say it's for a month, that's actually 30 days plus whatever my days are off are. So we'll write this down. Phoebe, thank you so much for gifting out a membership over there. If you received a gifted membership for, oh, y'all want to yoink that one too? Since he came back on another one. Your other account isn't a freebie, my guy. He gets 30 days, and that is 7.5. All right. There we go. Let Let the stupid speak? Okay, Joe. Me? Hiros, I do. Technically, I only take 1 day off a week between streaming and my 9 to 5. So there is that. So technically. But guys, if you are real quick on the tubes and Twitch. Whoop. Tara, thank you so much for the well diving. As Chris also is in agreement, that is literally my favorite gift because it just sounds the best over headphones. It sounds beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's the best thing ever. I love that one so much. Thank you so much. Now we just have one. We just have one. Can't believe this guy follows me on both accounts. What a weirdo. Okay. Thanks for calling the stream.
Hey, Ari, how are you? It's Cap. Happy belated 4th of July.
Happy 4th. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I have questions. Do you have time?
Sure. Just make sure you give me time to answer them between each question, all right?
Okay. All right. Okay. So my thing is, all right. Okay. We want to talk about the oil prices, and people say, oh, well, the oil prices wouldn't have been like this if the war didn't start, but they're going down. Now, as far as beef, that's another conversation to have in the next quarterly. But can someone fact check me and tell me if the price of chicken has gone down?
Price of chicken has, I mean, that's all tracked by the USDA, so we can see.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it's an inquiry that I'm having, but just follow me with what I'm trying to do here.
Poultry prices gone down. No, I want poultry. I don't want, because that's up or down.
Because I heard it went down wholesale price wise, like a lot. But I need a fact check on that.
They're currently up. So they're up currently over 2025. So
by how much? Because I heard they went down wholesale wise.
Wholesale is different. You know what wholesale is, right?
Yeah, retail wholesale.
Yeah, when you buy in bulk. That's different. Yeah. You can't consider that versus people buying individually because most of us buy individually. We don't typically, not everyone buys wholesale, right?
Yeah, but if you buy wholesale, that means you can contribute to the retailer at a reasonable price compared to before, no?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, so that's one that's been debunked. So my next one is,
so they rose about 1% month over month, 4.2%. Yeah, it's up 4.2% up from May of 2025. And that is from the Economic Research Service, so ers.usda.gov.
Okay.
So I'll put that up for everyone else to see real quick what I was looking at.
So the price of beef and chicken as of right now, it seems like the numbers you just said, they're in the stable phase. They haven't gone all the way up, but they haven't gone all the way down. So they're pretty much stable by 1%. So my thing is, as far as the crime rate nationwide, can you debunk and tell me if the crime rate has gone down or up?
Yeah, it's gone down. That is true.
Bam.
But
so
it's been on a downward trend since 2023.
Okay. So all right. So I'm doing good so far. I'm not touching oil because oil is neutral, but because I heard Johnny say earlier that the unemployment rate hasn't gone down, but I think you said it yesterday or the day before in the month of June, the unemployment went down for that month, correct?
With caveats. What was the context? Because I assume you're talking about from Amanda's live yesterday.
Yeah, more or less. Because I think it was like 57,000. That's like the least minimum in the span of like 12 years or something like that.
So the percentage itself has technically gone down, but the reason why the unemployment rate decreased is because more people that are without jobs reported that they gave up on the current job market, which is not a good thing. So more people are going unreported because they're not currently actively looking for a job because they gave up on the current job market because they'd been looking for so long, or for whatever reason they gave up on looking. Mind you, and this is an important thing to keep in mind, unemployment doesn't last forever. I think the max is 21 weeks. So people can't just sit at home and not look for jobs and get unemployment checks. So that's not a reason to do it. And it's also a very small percentage of your previous year's income. And if you were unemployed in December and you roll into January and you've already filed your IRS, if you made less in 2025 than what you made in 2024, your unemployment benefits for 2026 are going to be less, right? If you were unemployed at the end of last year going into the next year. I'm just saying the reason why the percentage went down by 0.1% is simply because fewer people have confidence in the job market, which I don't think is a good thing.
Yeah, but the good thing is it hasn't gone up. So basically, unemployment's stable.
No, it's just
meat is stable.
It's not stable. Meat is still rising. If it's going up, it's still rising, and it's going up even higher than technically the
but you said it's by what, 1%?
4.2% over the last year, which is
that's not
which
even
is
5,
higher, which is higher than what than the inflation rate was. So it's not a good thing. It's going up higher. It's trending up higher than the regular inflation rate.
So has milk gone down and eggs gone down?
I actually do believe dairy products did go down, according to last month's. Let's see.
Okay, so dairy has gone down. Crime rate has gone down.
Dairy.
We're still stable on unemployment, even though you said it's still, iffy. I mean, we're at the second quarter of his term, correct?
Yeah, dairy products production is up, so the prices are currently down due to an oversupply. So here's what you would have to do, though, okay? Is if you want to attribute any of this to Donald Trump, you'd have to tell me what policy was implemented in order to affect these things.
Okay.
I didn't celebrate things going down under Biden simply because they went down, right? The only things that we could say, yes, he attributed to was the overall numbers of the inflation rates due to the Inflation Reduction Act. I'm not saying that the Inflation Reduction Act was necessarily a good thing. However, every month after it passed, the inflation went down until it bottomed out at 3%. And then that's when it started to go. Woo.
But was it that agriculture bill they signed for like $500 million to help like ranches and beef cattlers get their products out more quicker with the upgrades to their equipment? Won't that benefit the beef going down?
Do you know what bill that was passed through Congress?
No, what was it?
No, I'm asking you. Do you know what it was called?
No, I can't go back at the copy and paste, but I'm trying to. Okay, hold on.
Agricultural bill passed to pay
for $500 million
farmers. That's 2021, so that's not it. Let's see. Nope, there is not currently anything passed into law. So
right now we don't have a deal with like cattle makers to give them new equipment or to help them get relief for like farmers and ranches.
And the only ones that can approve that are Congress.
And there's nothing been currently implemented to help the farmers right now, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, so then for me, my thing is, what was the 19.2 trillion that Trump was bragging about compared to Biden's 1.2? I think he was referring to the recent. What is it?
I definitely need more context for that.
I think he was talking about global capital investments.
Oh, he's talking
about
legislative
spending.
His fake deals with other countries. That's the only thing I can think of. Because nothing's been signed by these other countries, and we haven't seen any influx into our economy as a result of these supposed deals. Like no breaking
as of yet,
ground
and
on.
we're still in the second quarterly though, right? Like as of yet, we haven't seen it, but we can see it in the next 2 years.
Yeah, basically,
not hypothetically, but like
it would be hypothetically because they gave Donald Trump a verbal IOU that they never have to follow up on if because he is out of office on
so
January 20th,
19.2.
2029.
So a 19.2 IOU compared to a 1.2 that was done by Biden.
Yeah, no. So you're comparing an IOU versus actual investments from foreign investors that were
No, I
seen
get
to
that, but the
fruition.
national investments only came out to less than 2.2.
Okay.
2.2
Hey guys,
trillion.
cool. Let me ask the chat then. If you think an IOU trumps actual investments, please type a 4 in the chat. If you think actual investments trump IOUs, please type a 6 in the chat. 4 IOUs are
mean?
bomb. 6 IOUs are not as good as actual investments.
So actual investment not going past 2 trillion compared to a promise of 19.2. Like even if that's not true, like we just need to surpass 2 trillion just to bypass what Biden did.
I'm not seeing any 4s. No one believes that an IOU is better than an actual investment.
No, I get that, but that's not my question. My question is, isn't passing 2.2 trillion, even if we have IOUs or not, isn't that better than what Biden did?
No, because he hasn't received any actual investments as a result of his supposed IOUs that he has.
I get that, but we have 2 more years to recoup, right?
Oh, you're not recouping anything. What are
you said it's an IOU.
About?
Usually IOUs get recouped.
No, it wouldn't be recoup. That's not the right word.
So you're saying that we have an IOU that will never be paid?
Recoup is basically like I gave you $25 and our agreement was you were going to pay me that $25 back in 6 months. I recouped the money when you paid me back. That's why I was like, that's not the correct phrasing. I think you're just like very focused
what's the 19.2 trillion? What is the 19.2 trillion?
It's just an IOU, but that's not certified. It's not signed. It's verbal. They literally just have to ride him out until January 20th of 2029, and that's it. That's why an IOU means nothing. It is a promise to do something, but people break promises all the time.
So you're saying that these promises all got broken to a point that it's added up to 19.2 trillion lies. Like you're saying we're not going to get that money?
I'm saying that it's highly improbable that we'll see it.
But don't you think that we'll pass the 2.2 trillion that Biden had?
I actually suspect that the Qatar IOU is going to end up coming, like they're going to take the value of the jet out of that. Honestly.
The jet?
Yeah. The new Air Force One.
So the jet, you're basically blaming the economy recouping or not recouping because of a jet?
No, you didn't understand what I said. Okay. So what I'm saying is I can see the Qatari government that also gave Donald Trump a promise, right, of an investment into the US, right? I could see them taking the 400
like what, 300 billion too, right?
I could see the Qataris taking that $400 jet that they gifted Donald Trump out of the amount that they owe as the IOU. And be like, see, we gave them that.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jet that cost $1 trillion to retrofit, or is it a billion? I don't remember.
A jet does not cost $1 trillion. Get out of here.
No, have you not seen how much money it costs to retrofit it? Because they had to.
It's not $1 trillion.
It's $1 billion. That's why.
For a jet, Ari?
I said trillion or billion, and
you said trillion
or billion. I said, or was it $1 billion?
I don't know. That's a little bit too up there. But I get what you're saying, though. It's like a tax write-off, but it's not a tax write-off. Like they'll deduct it from what they say the IOU is.
Yeah, they might even take it. They might even take the full $1 billion that it took to retrofit because they had to take
for a jet?
Yes, sir. They had to take the entire jet apart and put it back together
I
to
think
make
we're
sure there was no
exaggerating a little bit
spy.
here. Because I've seen the upgrades they had. It didn't come out to $1 billion or $1 trillion. I mean, $1 billion
How
possibly, but not
much
$1 trillion.
did it cost to retrofit the...
Qatari jet.
Yep. Yeah, I love. Let's see. Does this one give the price? That does not give the price.
That jet better go to the moon and back.
Military experts and congressional critics project the total upgrades exceeded $1 billion.
For a jet?
Yes, they had to take the jet apart to make sure that there was no spy equipment in there.
No, yeah, they had to bug it. I mean, rebug it or debug it, whatever they were trying to do.
Exactly. It's not cheap to then put it back together either. Like, you have to take that.
No, but I mean, what you're saying has a point.
Install
like, if
a hospital.
they don't want to.
They had to make it so that there was a cordoned off area for the president versus the press pool that's allowed to fly with him. Like, there's a lot that goes into it.
Okay, so I mean, we're not gonna hold on to like the jet being like the make all or break all with the economy. I'm not gonna do that, but I get what you're saying. They could deduct it from the jet.
The unforeseen cost pushed its estimate to cost nearly $141 billion. Oh. That's insane.
Yeah, I heard something about that. That they had to like put a gold toilet and all that. And it's like pimp my jet type of deal. So I get that. Okay, so those were my 4 things as far as with the economy. Now let me ask you as far as like geopolitical based, and I won't take long. I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. So as far as the Washington Accords, is that still active? Is that still a thing?
Washington Accords?
Yeah. Because he was talking about he stopped 8 wars. So I'm trying to figure out which wars that he stopped, and is that factual?
No. So like specifically when you're looking at the DRC and the Congo, well, they didn't include I think it's M23, which is the paramilitary group that's been committing the crimes on the Congolese. So that's why that's still going on. People in the Congo are still being killed by the M23s. And as a result of Congo retaliation, Rwandan citizens are still being killed. There hasn't been much between Azerbaijan and Armenia, yeah, that's the 2 countries.
So
however,
the Accords working is my question.
No, they're not. So
but
the biggest holdup. No, they're not. Again, so like between Azerbaijan and Armenia, the biggest issues there is that in order to cede the land, one country must change their constitution, which their populace have to vote on, and they haven't done that yet. Even now today, almost a year from the time that they were in the United States of America.
So basically you're saying there's a peace treaty in the Congo with Rwanda, but you're saying it doesn't exist anymore. Like the Washington Accords didn't work is what you're saying.
Correct. It didn't work.
So did the Abraham Accords work?
For moving where Jerusalem was, yeah. For peace in the Middle East, obviously not.
Okay, so you're saying the Abraham Accords didn't work, the Washington Accords didn't work. So why is Hillary Clinton saying that she's on board with the 20-point peace plan that Trump is trying to implement in Gaza?
She said she would give him credit if it worked. So far, it hasn't worked, right? They just, I don't know if you realize the IDF just killed a child in Gaza today. The IDF just killed an infant today in Gaza.
Okay.
What on
Okay,
earth
that's
could an
that.
infant have done in order to deserve being killed by the IDF?
No, I 1000% agree with you, but I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out:
So yeah,
are we trying
no.
to help Gaza and with this 20-point plan? Is that
If
trying
we
to
were
help them?
trying
And
to help Gaza, we would stop funding or giving Israel money or weapons that could be used to
no, I'm
kill
not
more
arguing that
people
either.
in
That's a fact.
Gaza.
That's a fact. But don't you think that these plans are trying to help them
No,
move
it's
forward?
not, because we're not, no one's enforcing it. That's the problem. There is, I believe when I was reading it the other day, there's been over 960 individuals killed in Gaza just since the October plan was signed. The peace plan was signed by everybody there, right? Because the IDF, the Israeli government, and Hamas, they're not free from blame here. They are treating the
No, obviously.
ceasefire like it's a light switch. They turn it on when it's useful, they turn it off when it's no longer useful.
No, yeah, the proxies with the Hamas and Hezbollah. I'm just curious how they get all the funding, but that's a different conversation to have. So, I mean, you had another caller call in talking about the Western Hemisphere aspect, or it might have been Paulie's show. Do you think that's helping us develop relationships to increase the economy with Argentina and Venezuela and possibly Cuba? And I mean, as far as like Taiwan, I mean, do you feel like the Taiwan situation in the area where it's developing now, do you think that we're going to have all of that help us develop good ties and relationships moving forward in the Panama Canal?
No.
So you're okay. So you're saying we're not going to. Okay, so you're saying the Panama Canal's lost. You're saying we're not going to develop relationships with anybody in the Western Hemisphere as far as South America. We lost the peace treaties with the Washington Accords, the Abraham Accords, and we're suspect about the 20-point peace plan with Gaza. I mean, it just sounds like everything that's being propped up as far as policies and plans, you guys don't like, but it's policies and plans that are trying to be implemented.
That aren't working.
I mean, there haven't been a chance to work if it's only a 2-year term out of 4. I mean, you guys gave Biden a 2-year pass with COVID.
When did COVID end?
When was it? 19, 20? You guys like to say 21?
Nope, still wrong.
22? Because I know 20. Nope. When 20, I was out there working around 2019, 2020, so it wasn't that bad.
Nope. Still wrong.
Okay, so
there's a specific date according to our government when C-19 was declared ended. May 11, 2023.
2023. So that was still under Biden's watch.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: under Biden's watch, is it true that 72% of the jobs that he helped create were only temporary jobs and not long-term relief?
Don't know. You tell me.
Can you fact check that for me?
Nah. Dude, I've already done so much of your labor. I'm over it right now.
No, I just wanted to finish it up with that. So basically, everything that Biden's done is only added up to like 18% of jobs, but Trump's bringing in jobs all over the place, and we're not getting percentage credit for that.
And that's still not the right percentage. And no, he's not bringing in jobs all over the place. He has had the least amount of job growth.
Credit for 2 years out of 4, but this guy.
Donald Trump has had the least amount of job growth than we've had since a depression that happened, right? We have seen the least amount of job growth in the first 16 months of our presidents than we've seen in a long time. That's an issue. You are giving him too much credit without even specifying what he's done to do it. Like, could you specify any bill or legislation that was passed that actually assisted in creating jobs?
I mean, as far as like, we're still waiting for the.
Thank you.
We're still waiting for the housing bill to pass, right? So that's not credit as far as jobs.
Oh, yeah. So what are you going to do if Donald Trump just lets that become law and he doesn't sign it?
No, he's going to sign it. As far as tax with tips.
No. What if, hold on. What if he doesn't sign it and it just becomes law automatically? Are you going to give him credit for that policy?
Well, I think he can't veto what you guys said, so he has to sign it regardless.
No, he doesn't. Based off of Article 1, Section 7 of the United States Constitution, no, a piece of legislation automatically becomes law after it's been sitting on the president's desk, even unsigned, for 10 legislative days. The only day
so
that
then
is
what's
not
the problem?
included,
It's going to get done regardless from what you're saying. So
Cap,
as far as like
Cap,
what you
pause,
said with jobs,
pause, Cap. Pause for a second. I want you to now listen. You now know that there is a piece of the Constitution that says it automatically becomes law. Now let's try this again. I'm going to re-ask my question. If
Okay.
Donald Trump refuses to sign it, doesn't veto it, refuses to sign it, and it automatically becomes law, are you going to credit him with that?
I mean, it's a bipartisan bill, so we're going to credit everybody.
No, you give credit to Congress because Trump refused to sign it. If you let something become law, it's not anything that you support it. If you
So how many days
don't
does he
sign
have
it,
left in order to sign it? 4?
let's see. They just went on break, and I think they're off this week, but they come back in starting on Monday of next week. So I believe it will go into effect Saturday of the following week, and that would be the 18th.
So basically, he has time to do it after 4th of July. I would think would be the best time to do it. So let me ask you this: what if he
What
does
if
do
he
it? Are you gonna give him
doesn't?
credit for that?
Yeah, once it goes into effect, that's fine. Except he's already losing points for the fact that he spoke out against it, and he clearly said he doesn't care about the price of housing and that he wants the
I
price
get
of
that, but we
housing
all
to
know he says a
increase.
lot of things, and it ends up being good or bad. But he says a lot of things. But my thing is, this is going to be a good thing if
Does
he
he
does
not
come
mean
through
what
with
he
it.
says? Does he not mean what he says?
Well, he meant what he said when he said no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. You said about
Oh,
jobs,
okay.
right?
Hold on. So wait, so he meant what he said when he said no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, but he didn't mean what he said when he wanted the price of housing to increase?
I mean, the housing price to increase for homeowners, that's great. I don't know if that's bad for you, but for homeowners, it's great. You got to meet me halfway here.
No, Cap, I don't. Can you I wish you could
If
see
you're
my
telling
screen right now,
me
but
I'm a homeowner and my price of my property can go up, that's a bad thing you're trying to say?
no, not what I'm saying either. I'm just pointing it out
Okay,
to
well, I mean,
you.
I get what you're saying if you're going to buy a house, but if you have a house,
The level
I
of
think that's going to
this,
benefit you.
the level of this is insane.
What do you mean? What am I saying that's outlandish?
No, it's the level of pretzeling you have to do in order to justify the things that Donald Trump says when they're obviously in something that you disagree with, and you want to give him
No,
credit
I agree
for
with
not
certain things.
signing a
I agree with
bill.
certain things,
It's
but I'm
just
trying to
odd.
point out the good. I mean, I'm
Okay,
trying. Look, I
well,
don't like what's going
you
on with
have
the
a great
war.
day. No
Okay,
problem.
all right. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. I know, Hector. It is. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't cover other things too. So, but hey, guys, guess what? We have $5 left in this fund for the day. So if we can knock that out, that'd be cool. It's just $5. That's just $5. Make you holla. I got a couple of thank yous to give. David, thank you so much for the 50 for the fireworks show on the Green app. And then we also took off Phoebe's industrial trans femmes of the world unite. Love our personality, girl. And thanks at everyone in the chat that recognized me and said hi. Hello. And thank you so much, John, aka Godless Engineer, for the seashells. Those were pretty cool to see on my face. So if anyone wants to help by doing, it's a pearl chime. Oh, that's what it's called. If anyone wants to help with giving some of those pearl chimes, they're really cute. I enjoyed them, and they show up right here in my hair. Over on TikTok. Sorry, you guys can't see it on YouTube. Phoebe, thank you again for the gifted membership. I do appreciate that. Let me go ahead and read through this introduction. Rolls in throwing pocket glitter. Good, sinful Sunday cuties and beauties. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day and had a wonderful 4th. Now get those snackies and hydration. And remember to stay amazing. Swan dives out the window, exploding into glitter. There we go. Hold on, I gotta take my drink. I have to remember to drink water. Everybody, that was your reminder to drink water. Thank you, Janelle, for all of the stars. Feisty, thank you so much for gifting out 5 memberships. Thank you, Debussy, Deb, and Anna for the stars as well. It's okay, Cheeky. It's okay. Someone else? Sorry, who just gifted the other pearl? Oh, Lily, thank you for the pearl. I appreciate that. I doubt we'll get it, but ooh, thank you, John, for the pearl. I doubt that we can get it, but if there is any way we can get the flying jets over in TikTok, that would be the final TikTok gift to come in. I do have 2 more people waiting, so we'll get to the callers in a second. Where is my, there, we cleared the goal with Clems for thanks for your indefatigable. The world needs more. I don't know that word. If that doesn't look like a word, but it is a word. Ooh, let's see how to say it.
Indefatigable.
Oh, indefatigable. I like that one. Persisting tirelessly. Thank you, Clem, for teaching me a new word. I love learning new words. So yeah, we'll play this one more time.
Indefatigable.
Indefatigable. There we go. Thank you. I wanted to say fatigue because it looked like fatigue was in there for some reason. So there was that. So thank you, Clem, for the new word. And thank you for the 5 and clearing the rest of the goal. I appreciate that. We have Rusty coming up. Let's see. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Awesome. How old are you?
45.
45. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
All right. So what specifically, or I guess why do you still support Donald Trump?
Well, because he stands for America, but I specifically wanted to talk about 2029 and the Democrat Party presidential prospects for 29.
No idea
have
who
any
they
thoughts
could
on
be
that?
because no, I
No?
don't have any thoughts. So thank you, Luca, for the
Well,
5. Yeah, no one's announced that they're campaigning or running for president, so it's irrelevant to me because no one said that. No one's confirmed that they're
irrelevant.
running. So yeah,
I
it's
thought this
irrelevant
was a
right now.
political live. It's irrelevant?
Yes, right now, no one has announced their intent to run for president for either party,
Right.
so it is irrelevant right now.
Well, what if we just opine on the possible candidates?
I'm good.
Just for shits and giggles.
Do you know the winning lotto numbers? Do you know the winning lotto numbers?
Lotto numbers. So what do you think?
No,
Are
I'm
you
okay.
thinking AOC? Are you thinking...
Thanks, Rusty.
Yeah.
I just want to remind everybody, do we not know what consent means? I said no. No means no. So there's that. Like, no means no. Anyway, that happens. That happens. And yeah, exactly. It's a midterm election. Who cares? Yeah, like let's get past the midterm elections. Oh, they don't, John. That's the whole point, right? In my experience, no, they don't. They don't at all. That's kind of the problem. That's why a lot of people voted for Trump because consent was not a thing. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Hi, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 38.
38. Okay. And what was your question that you had? I see it in the auto screener, but it cut it a little bit off.
Yeah, you're good. I'm actually not a Trump supporter myself.
No problem.
But I'd like to know your thoughts on why Trump has support.
Honestly, and people can disagree with me here, but I think the predominant reason, right, is that people did want to change. Like I won't deny it, right? People wanted to change back in 2016. They saw someone that wasn't a traditional politician and they thought, wow, I wonder if that could be different, right? In my opinion, though, as well, is Donald Trump gave people something or someone to blame, right? So he came down the golden escalators and he said, they're flooding in from Mexico. they're rapists, they're murderers, and some of them, I believe, are good people. And then he had to retract the part where he blamed Mexico specifically and say he just meant that they were coming in through Mexico, the country, not that they were all Mexicans. And he gave a lot of false hope. But more importantly, a lot of people like to have someone to blame. And I think that's true for a lot of things, right? You can find a lot of people in their everyday lives where they'll be asked to do something and something might go into their mind where they're like, well, I didn't cause that issue. Why am I cleaning up someone else's issue? He
Can I
created,
ask
and
a follow-up?
yeah, what's up?
Sorry to cut off, but I agree with the blame frame that you are putting out. Where did Democrats go wrong? They used to, I mean, there's so much rage in rural, impoverished white communities that have taken Trump on as their hero. Those communities used to be stalwart Democrat union supporting populations. Where did Democrats go wrong?
They don't have a unified message.
You're awesome.
And I think
Speak
that's
more to
part of
that.
the issue. Is Donald Trump took over the Republican Party and managed to generate a unified message. And that unified message was, we got to get rid of the deep state. It's your problems are all coming because of immigrants and everything that. And sorry, I wouldn't like, that's an ununified message. It would be my primary thing.
I guess as I think I come from a similar political space as you, but I'm very much interested in trying to understand how Democrats lost that support because that's what could make us competitive nationally again. So, what is that unified message that Democrats need to be able to push themselves over the goal line and find themselves in the favor of these blue collar populations that have taken Trump on as their president?
How do we get? I don't know how we get a
Yeah,
unified
how?
message. Again, I'm like, oh, for one, I'm not a part of the Democratic Party. But there's just, why did that go
You're
away? Hold on,
awesome.
sorry. Okay, can't even pin my own thing. That's dumb. Okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm getting mad at TikTok stuff. How do they get a unified message? They have to be more accepting of other political ideas. For example, they're all upset and trying to rebel against the DSA candidates instead of actually accepting change into their party. And so you see where they split there. For example, Chuck Schumer not endorsing Mamdani or the other DSA candidates. However, candidates like AOC, who is a Democrat, are endorsing Mamdani, and candidates that Mamdani endorses across the country, right? We had it in Michigan Minnesota, where the Democratic candidate, the actual Democrat, just stepped down for the DSA candidate to win the primary, right? In theory, for when they primary. And this just happened this weekend where she announced that she was stepping out and hoped everyone would vote for the DSA candidate. It's the fact that establishment Democrats are holding on and not allowing change to come into their party. And that's kind of what's breaking across the unifying message. The establishment
I was
Democrats
here.
need to kind of get with the
Step
program.
aside.
Was it Michigan? Okay.
Well, I was just curious your thoughts on how we could optimize leftist, liberal, Democrat perspective. I hear that you're not a Democrat, okay, but there is two competing parties, and generally the anti-Trump party is the Democrat. So I understand that you don't label yourself as that, but generally, if you want to go anti-Trump, you have to go with the Democrats in this current moment. So I think it's really valuable for us to consider and strategize how we take back that voter base that Trump was able to grift into his camp. And I guess, what is that unified message that you keep saying unified message? What is the unified message that's going to bring those types back?
Well, to start with, don't just center your entire message around Donald Trump and anti-Trump rhetoric. I don't think that helps. Most people realize that Trump is gone after January 20th of 2029. And a lot of the unification right now that we are seeing in the messaging is simply anti-Trump rhetoric. And that's not going to help bring everything together. But otherwise, I did already kind of tell you that, so.
No, I didn't really hear any specific policies that you think would bring that unified message and usher in blue-collar workers back into the Democrat leftist favor.
Sure, they can start by talking about how they want to reform immigration laws. Instead of being quiet.
Why would that appeal to blue-collar workers?
That's one of the, so out of the top 3 reasons for why people voted for Trump in exit polling, first one was the economy, like the cost of their groceries. Second one was immigration. Immigration was a big issue. I think another thing that they could do is talk about why the cost of goods are coming up or increasing. 1 second,
Hector. Okay, well, I just kind of wanted to probe your thoughts on how Democrats and the left could do this better. So, yeah. If you want to speak any more to that, I'd be curious, but you've answered my questions.
All right, thanks, man. You have a good one.
Be well.
All right, bye. Hector, I assume you want to come up and yell at the chat, so we'll bring you up. Hey, my good friend.
Goddamn right I do.
Hell yeah. Also, real quick, before Hector continues, I want to let y'all know, Hector will be on with me next week in 10 days.
It's Monday, right?
The 15th. That's Wednesday.
15th. Okay. Yes, I will. Got my dates mixed up.
He'll be back.
That's the one. So y'all will see me then and enjoy my facial expressions and the nonsense people say. So really quickly, I thought it was interesting when you asked how's immigration affect the blue collar workers, because the Republicans have won with the messaging on immigration, right? And that rhetoric is specifically undocumented migrant labor is literally lowering their wages. So immigration reform, which would be, getting a hold of the southern border, but also not demonizing people, because everyone knows an immigrant, right? Legal, undocumented, whatever. And if they're honest with themselves, a cool guy is like, I don't want you to get deported, but you got to do it the right way. That is a pretty unifying message. Trump touted around it with mass deportation, but not really. But anyways, Hey guys, I've been here for a hot minute. Like a hot minute. And by a hot minute, I mean 34. And I think it's absolutely crazy that you guys haven't been, doing the things with your fingers. And I feel like you guys did a lot of things with your fingers this weekend. So I don't know why you lazy today, but if you can double tap that screen and get the likes up here on the TikTok side, I would greatly appreciate it. I want to see some tapping power, because every single tap onto Ari's forehead is sending love. So unless you're hateful, tap the screen. With that being said, also consider sharing out the live with your friends and family. Please make sure you're reposting and adding the live to your story as well. We want to get this out to as many people as possible, because Ari is smart. And you know what I think? I think we're in an information age where everyone's trying to make you to pay for shit. Ari's doing this shit for virtually free. Y'all should hit up her links. But yeah, how about the bare minimum we can do is get this out to many people as possible. Also send your daily heart me's, okay? Do that. There's one more gift, only one left in the gift gallery. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. It's the Flying Jets. If you got it like that, and I know somebody got it like that, please feel free to knock that out, because today is the last day for us creators to clear the gift gallery. So it's just super helpful. So please get on that, okay? And then when you're done doing all of that, she has other gifts. I don't know what the hell these are. It's like seashells necklace. Pearl chimes. Can we get those done? 14 more?
It shows up in my hair. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I did see that. I didn't know what it was exactly, but it was like, oh, that's cute. So do that. There's 14 more. And then finally, please hit up the links in the bio. I would greatly appreciate it because we do a lot. Ari does a lot behind the scenes up on the show. Our mental labor, our fortitude is substantiated and supported by your guys' gratefulness, specifically the ones that you use in the Cash App, PayPals, and Venmos, maybe even Zells. I don't know what y'all got going on. So if you guys can do that too, and to you donators, if you really want to be petty, anyone who donates, sorry, for the remainder of the live, just say because Hector said so, because it'll give me ego boost. If you think my head's big enough, I understand. With that being said, bye! 100,000 likes in the next 30 minutes or less. I'm going to come back and yell at y'all.
There you go. I thought I was talking the whole time. All right, cool beans. Okay, yeah. I did have seashells like Comey. You got it. Why not? Because there ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, I wanted to get into some ha-has, but everybody apparently wants to talk to me today. It's surprising. All right. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Block! Hold on, I'm so sorry. Also, can you turn down the stream in the background for me?
I don't have it on.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm hearing myself back and I can't do that. Try calling back. Thank you, Block Daddy OG, for the flying jets and clearing the gift goal. Can we get W Block BLOC? W Block BLOC in the chat? Yeah, I don't know. I don't care why I hear myself back. I just cannot do that. Because that's how the block does. There you go, Queen V. I got you. Yeah, try calling back, dude. I just can't stand hearing my voice back like that. That is... Listen, y'all, I already listened to my own voice back when I'm going through my previous lives in order to hear, to find my conversations that I had to post for everyone over on the tubes. I don't want to hear it while I'm trying to have an active conversation with somebody. That's a little bit much. Oh, Rocky Road, you're correct. I do support post-birth abortions for comments like that because you're dumb. Also, that's sarcasm /S. You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Sean, for gifting a membership. I do appreciate you. Deb, Sid, and let's see. Andy, thank you for all the jewels. And also Karina for the jewels. Ian, you're so close. You're so close. I know you're trying to insult me, but Ian, you're going to have to send another $3 for me to read any one of your chats, because I do require 10 in order to respond to insults. My TV's on and it's not supposed to be. Give us a second. There we go. Fixed it. There, they fixed it. Okay, we got it. All right, we have someone named Jackson. Hi, are you there? Aw. Y'all think you're so cute. I'll try this. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 38.
38. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Right. I'm Western Pennsylvania. I'm kind of a one-issue voter. It's natural gas. I feel like it's the clean burning fuel to the future, and also pretty much stimulates the entire economy where I'm at right now. So that's probably going to be the biggest one.
Natural. Okay. Sure. What's he done for natural gas specifically?
Basically, the biggest thing was somewhere in 2022, we stopped exporting natural gas to Europe.
We were the number one
It was an exec.
exporter in the world in 2023 and 2024, so that couldn't possibly be true.
There were certain bans on exporting
Yeah, to
natural
countries
gas.
like Russia.
Well, we kind of replaced Russia's natural gas. That's pretty much the
Yeah, to
thing I was most
European
excited about.
countries. Yeah. That's why we were the number one exporter in the entire world in 2023 and 2024.
I'm aware. That's also why I voted for Trump, because he's more pro natural gas than any other president.
Yeah, so what policies has he done currently? Because all
A
you're
lot
saying
of,
is like an endorsement to Biden, which I mean, this is weird.
I came on the show as Paul. I don't know the exact policies on natural gas recently. All I know is
Gotcha.
I've seen more water trucks, natural gas people in restaurants, in hotels around where I'm from. I see more things like recently towards my parents' house, we've had 2 wells drilled.
Okay, and
I don't know. You know what?
no
I
worries.
called to have a political conversation about just supporting Trump
Yeah.
as a whole. I feel like I'm like now on the spot. I'm kind of watching my kid running around, and I'm not getting any conversation back. So
Well,
I
it's
feel like I
just
didn't come on
that
here to rant.
he hasn't really done anything to support natural gas, and there are issues like even natural gas isn't considered clean energy. Like I understand what you're saying with calling it clean, but it's not clean because of
I
methane
consider it
specifically.
I consider it more the fuel to the future. It's not that it's clean. It's that we're shutting down coal plants and replacing them with natural gas.
You're awesome.
Okay. No
I'm
problem.
also, well, it was a pleasure chatting to myself. Have a great day.
You too. I don't, it's not. They don't know. Yeah, it's a finite resource. What am I supposed to do? Feisty? I mean, I can't. That one, I don't know where to go with that one. I don't know where he was going with that either. Anywho, thank you. This one made me laugh. I was trying not to laugh, okay? No, Sean. I mean, I do have guest hosts, but they come on screen with me typically. Grunt said Trump makes a lot of natural gas, and I tried not to laugh. I tried really hard not to laugh. The thing is, like, I just want to know policies. Like if that's it, I mean, also, again, Harris changed her stance on fracking. Like she ran a neutral fracking campaign, right? Neutral on fracking in 2024. I just didn't. I don't know. Why is Hector and Erica harassing each other in the chat? No, I'm kidding. Y'all are good. I love y'all. Okay. Let's see. Hello, are you there?
Hello, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Nope, you're still hearing myself. Don't know what's going on. I can't do it. Literally can't do it. I can't do that. Thanks for calling the stream. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
26.
How you doing today, Ty?
It's Ty.
Yep.
I don't know who Ty is.
Ty, we recognize your voice.
Oh, is it because I may have a different voice, which is bad, and you're probably gonna make fun of me?
No.
That's unfortunate. I thought you were a much kinder person.
No one's making fun of you.
Oh, it doesn't matter. We can put that behind us.
Is saying someone's name now an insult or a
Oh,
mockery?
like you were saying, like, oh, that's your voice, which
No, as in
entails
like
that
we
there's some.
recognize your voice. That's all I
I
said,
mean,
that I
I don't know.
recognize your voice.
I mean, that it's okay.
Yeah. Just when you've been on TikTok for as long as I have and as long as you have, and you've been up on lives as often as you have in the same spaces where I frequent, your voice is recognizable.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So what topic do you want to talk about today, Ty? Are you still supporting Donald Trump, or are you holding to that you no longer support him, as I saw you say in someone's comments this week?
There's like I just have a question, if I could ask it. But and if that's okay, if you just want to talk about like why Trump is bad, which he is, that's okay.
Sure, what's the question? What's your question?
You're awesome.
Yeah, so you've read like older people or like heard about like Plato and like all those people, right?
Philosopher, sure.
And so Texas A&M, I don't know how long ago it was, but they banned certain like messages that like Plato had, where he was like talking about like gender and other stuff, in which Plato was like a horrible person, and like, but because he talked about things that I guess like scare people, they banned like his works, and you can like look it up if you want. But like, why do you think that scares them? Like, I don't understand when you talk about like
Yeah, so
like
it's because
people.
they recently changed their rules to basically fit with this extreme pro heterosexual movement that I guess we're seeing in or push we're seeing in Texas, and some of his teachings don't fall in line with that, and so it was deemed to violate the new rules that Texas A&M recently established to align with Bibles now being taught in schools, and I would assume about a couple of Trump's executive orders. It's a private
Did you?
university, and I believe that. So while I may disagree with it, private universities do have the right to choose their own curriculum.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, like private, like institution and schools do get to do that. But and did you see the thing I was talking about or no?
Yeah, they remove
Oh,
passages from Plato's Symposium.
and like, and then sorry if like holding you up. These things just like interest me. But like even like in the Bible that they love so much, but I don't even believe in. They talked about gender and all these different things that scares them, and of which they should care about. But it's so odd to me. Like I we seriously, people just need to read more and educate themselves more. Like what scares them about being more informed?
If it's anything new or that changes their ideology or can push back on their ideology, then that is part of it, right? Change is difficult for plenty of people to accept. Change is hard. So,
That is true. But yeah, bye.
oh, okay, bye, Ty. Sorry, Molly, I didn't get a chance to ask him that question I was going to, but he hung up while I was just sitting here with my hands here. Yeah, that happened. Ty is very distinguishable when he speaks because I've heard about him and I've heard him talk for the last 2 years. So he changes his views often. It's sometimes hard to keep track. Well, John, that's it. John, I understand exactly what you're saying. So my biggest thing is, yes, people are people, but the reason why certain people act like people are othered, like were they other people? Part of that issue is that it's a part of their dehumanization process, right? If I think you're less than me, then I don't have to treat you as an equal anymore, nor do I have to treat you like you're also human and deserving of the same rights and privileges as I do, right? And so then I can separate myself from you, and it's just how that kind of goes sometimes. Oh goodness, Parker's. I don't know, because he left. All right. Let's see. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
49.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Why would you still be supporting him?
He's done a fantastic job. He's dealt with Venezuela. He's taken care of the problem we've been dealing with Iran for the last 48 years. Well, the world has been dealing with Iran for the last 48 years. The oil prices have come down. Inflation's down. It's really a wonderful time to be supportive of Trump. Kind of wondering why you're still supporting Harris, but that's
I'm
the
not.
question you probably won't answer.
I'm
Oh, you're not?
not. Yeah, like, see,
Oh,
people
okay.
are so silly. Like, what would I be supporting him or her for? She's not in
Because you keep
anywhere in
mentioning,
politics.
you were just talking about her policies when we knew she did whatever she needed to do.
Sir,
They
I can
couldn't even
explain
get her
that
through the
for
primary.
you. If you can pause for
They
a
couldn't even get her
second.
through the
If
primary.
you can pause for a second, I can clearly explain that to you. So the previous caller was just talking about why he voted for Trump, right? He wasn't even going in, and not Ty, the one before then. He wasn't even going into specifically why he would still support Trump. He didn't know about any policies that Trump had passed that support his position. He specifically said, I'm a one issue voter. So he was talking about his vote, and he said, I voted for him because of X, Y, and Z. So that's why I even brought up the 2024 election in Harris to begin with. As many people would know, I typically don't even talk about the 2024 election because, well, the election's over. Trump won. He was inaugurated. There's no reason to rehash the election results. They are exactly what they are.
Okay, but you were just saying
Yeah.
that the Democrats shouldn't be focused on Trump, but that's all you do is focus on Trump. So it's
Oh, there are
classic
two parts to
projection.
my message. So can you tell me the other part?
It's classic projection.
It's
what you're
not.
doing.
There's two parts to my prompt on the screen. Would you like to try that again?
I can't see the screen now because if I do, it's probably gonna cause an echo. But you can tell me if you
okay,
like.
yeah. Why do you A, support Trump, or B, support Republicans? Can you, is there
I
a-
just gave you like 3 reasons why I support Trump. Would you like some
Oh,
more?
no.
Because Trump
That's the
brings out all
title
the
on the, oh
crazies.
goodness, okay.
Trump has exposed.
If you are just here to gish gallop, you can do that on another live. But there's two parts on the screen. You said I'm focusing on Donald Trump. I literally didn't, right? And thank you, Desert. The last caller mentioned Harris, so it's natural to answer his question as well. So I don't know which part. So you asked me to read you what my prompt was. So then I read it to you, and then you act like you were answering it again, and it doesn't need to be answered like that. How on? Okay, actually, that does make sense. I forgot about that. Okay, guys, TikTok tippy tap us the screen away. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. So when I take you off mute, let's see if you're capable of having a conversation instead of trying to gish gallop and talk over me. Okay. Fantastic. Are you still there?
I am. I'm just waiting for you to stop talking over me. Go for it.
Hi. What show did you call into?
What show?
Yeah.
The Airy show?
Who's
The
Airy?
show that I'm talking to, whoever you are.
Airy? Is
I don't know,
how do you spell?
ARI, whatever.
Oh, why would that be airy? Is there an extra?
Airy. I don't give Airy, Ari.
God, your service
By
is
me.
horrible now. Sorry.
Oh,
How
it's
would you spell
okay.
airy,
Yours
do you
comes more
think?
lies.
How
Ari.
how
Okay,
would you spell
Ari. Oh
airy,
my
do you
God, I don't have
think?
your name memorized. Whatever. Who
No,
cares?
I'm just like, how would you
On
spell that? Can you help me out with that one?
Air, AIRY, maybe, or EY.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't be
Okay. So
airy.
you want to have a
Got
spelling
it.
contest? Okay. Spelling contest.
Can you, is that, like, for real, is that the service breaking up just me? Or, no, Neely just asked caller, sorry, your reception sucks. That's on you. Bo just said you're going through a tunnel. Tara said Trump Wi-Fi. Mrs. C says no, it's not just me. Jaw
I
says
couldn't care less
breaking
what a bunch
up.
of
He's
you
breaking
gaydar
up a
watchers
bunch
think.
purposely with extreme prejudice. Yeah. Get a better phone. Yeah. He's upset about a woman
Area
standing
that
up for
most people
herself. Yeah, I know.
vacation in.
That's how it
No,
typically
actually,
is.
a real
It's
remote
quite
area that most
always
people have to
there.
pay to come to
Yeah.
vacation in. So maybe my service is not as good because I'm in a really remote area in upstate New York near Canada, which you'll probably never really get to visit here now.
Yeah, so definitely a Trump V1. He's being a whiny baby. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Trump Mobile, stay there, please. Katie says, wow, dude is crashing out hard. He's in the Matrix. That's actually kind of funny. I actually like that one. He's in the Matrix. And that by the way, that's from Cap. The very first Trump supporter that called in is also saying he can't hear you. So that was great. A as in father, R long E. Yeah, Ari. Like if you want to say it that way, or just Ari is fine. It doesn't really like bother me. Though I wish people knew how to roll their R's more. So but see, even Cap, it's great. It's pretty bad when even the Trump supporters agree with me. And I guess gosh dang, he can't be heard so much that no one can hear. Is he even still there? Because it like went all the way out. Oh, it's still there. Yes, I prefer it with a rolled R. That is how it's supposed to be, like Ramon. Exactly, Ramon. He's still there, but I can't hear him at all anymore. So, you did good, Cap. Yeah. You just sometimes get too far into the weeds. So, and then sometimes it's my R's don't roll. I'm so sorry. You can't roll your R's. Oh my goodness, I missed that part. Bran points this out. I actually did miss that part. Damn, 2 minutes in and he's already going to the I'm rich. Look at how rich I am. Usually there's at least 10 minutes of putting a woman in her place first. God damn. Ooh, Bran. Bran said, nah, bruh. Bran said, let's point out this hypocrisy real quick. W Bran. I wish there was a way you could practice that. Bran also said, you've never seen a butt more hurt than a Trump supporter who's asked to back up their claims. How dare you not just take what I say as fact? Why can't you just let me believe the things that I want to believe? That's a thing. How are you there?
Yo, what's up?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Did you used to?
Yeah, maybe. Back in like 2016.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons between 2016 and 2026 to no longer support Trump, so I understand that one.
Yeah, I'm still like beyond like right wing though.
Oh, okay. So are you still supporting Republicans, I guess?
I don't know. I kind of hate both Republicans and Democrats because they're kind of just Zionist puppets.
Okay. If
Do
that's
you agree?
uh no, I don't think everyone's a puppet.
No, just most of them.
Plenty. There's a double decent number of handfuls there. So
Yeah. Do you think APAC should be forced to register as a foreign entity or foreign lobby, whatever they call it?
honestly, I could see that as being a potential. Register them as a foreign entity or foreign lobbyist. I could see that.
Yeah. Do you think us Americans? Do you think we should separate ourselves from Israel so we can stop being cucks for a second?
I believe that, yes, we need to stop funding Israel as much as we do. Defensive armament, that's okay, and I can understand that one. But if we're going to give them defensive weaponry, then we need to apply that same method and metric to other foreign countries instead of complaining about them, especially smaller ones that we also have alignment with. I think I was trying to say alliances, so I apologize. Alliances with. But we don't do that. Somehow we single out Israel. And that one is odd to me, I'll be honest. But no, I think we need to roll back the funding for them. Personally,
Yeah,
I
no,
just
I don't
want
think.
all corporations and super PACs out of politics anyways. I want money out of politics.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think it's beneficial for anyone to have money in politics.
I don't know. I don't kind of believe in the whole forced diversity thing either.
Forced diversity? Couldn't tell you what that means.
But yeah, so have you ever noticed how like mainly Western countries are the ones that kind of have to be diversified or else it's racist, but other countries don't really have to?
What other countries don't have to be diversified?
But China isn't really diverse. Places like Turkey aren't really diverse. Mexico isn't really diverse. Brazil isn't really diverse. It's really only in Western white countries that are forced to be diverse for some reason. Is that kind of weird?
Mexico is very diverse. So is Brazil. China, I don't know. I haven't been there, so can't say on that one. But they run their country very differently for a lot of other places. But see, there was this big thing where slavery existed in a lot of these countries. Forced colonization by settlers also existed to the point where the original indigenous people in Brazil, for example, had to rise up against their colonizers in order to be seen as people. So it just no.
Yeah, but
So like, what do you want to see? I guess in these Western countries,
I
are you
believe.
wanting a rollback of diversity? Like, what are we looking for
Yeah,
here?
basically, I believe that every people and culture have a right to exist, and when you just keep bringing in endless culture and people from other places, it kind of washes out and it removes that diversity that we all love so much, and just becomes kind of one melting pot slop. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think
Melting pots aren't good anymore to have a mishmash. Like, what's American culture? I guess. What is the United States culture?
yeah, they call American a melting pot, but that's kind of Jewish.
Anyways, what is the United States culture?
I don't know if we have one. We're kind of a shit country.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, we could be
I
good, but
think
it's
you
kind of
should
shit.
step away from your anti-Semitism that you have. It's a bit
Well,
strange.
Yeah, I'm just
Sorry, I don't deal with anti-Semitic people. I just wanted to see if you would answer what the United States culture was since he brought it up. But yeah, don't think I'm gonna make that melting pot comment slide. That was a bit fucked. Oh my gosh, diversity. Ew. I'm allergic. That was that caller. It's all right. I'm allergic to all of the isms. Hi everyone. Yeah, real edgy. Real edgy. Listen, I don't know why countries don't want to diversify, right? So, yes, Japan is very closed off from other cultures. I agree. They are. So is China. I agree. They are. Switzerland just tried to vote to limit their immigration, and that failed. So, like, these things happen. You're allergic to them all also, Judy? That's cute. So, like, they declined to let that happen, which I think is great. I think that diversity should be seen across the entire world. As a result of specific Japanese policies, well, to be clear, they're having a very huge issue with their replacement rate, right? So they have an aging population. People aren't having enough kids there. They have a very low birth rate. That is also that's also a good thing to consider. Japan is an island. It's a series of 4 islands. Also, did you guys know that Russia still owns a part of what used to be Japanese land? Like that's a little bit known tidbit of fact. Yeah, very very northern. I can't remember what the region is called. But the most northern island of Japan is Russian territory. So, it's very niche knowledge. Sorry for that one, guys. All right, we're going to do that cuz that's enough. I'm a little. It might be the Skullin Islands. That might be it, John. That sounds correct. Guys, if you are new here and you haven't already hit that follow or that subscribe button, go ahead and do it now. If you are watching over on TikTok and you haven't set your daily heart me yet, go ahead and do it now. If you haven't hit that thumbs up on YouTube, do it now. If you haven't typed hello in the chat in Twitch, do it now. Do all of the fun engagements. Interesting. W Neely. See, there we go. Hi, see, that worked. Hi, Delphinus. I like that name. That's cute. All right, let's see. Hi, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
20.
20. Are you still supporting Trump? Or the
Yes,
Republicans? Okay.
Yes.
Why?
I love. Well, I love Donald Trump because I love Israel, right? Israel is. I think it's Israel first, not America first, really. So, that being said, I like to see our country being sold out to a foreign nation, a nation who, quite simply, don't have the same values as us.
All right, well, have fun with your troll. I'm not doing that. So, oh, this one should be interesting. There is no possible way that was a serious person. So, yeah, nah. Bye. Thank you. Hey, Moose, you made it in. What time is it in Australia? Hello, are you there?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Sorry, real quick, this was funny. Thank you, Jenny, for the 20. Said American culture is obviously mayonnaise and casseroles. That was funny. And thank you, Anonymous, for the 4. That's a fun number. Okay, you're 28, and are you still supporting Trump or the Republicans?
I don't know. So that's what I was going to ask you about.
What's the question?
Well, so funny enough, I opened up my YouTube app
Yeah.
I didn't search for this whatsoever, and like somehow like your channel like came across my phone, and I was like, I'm gonna call on the show and see what this is all about.
Sure. What questions do you have then?
I don't know what's you teach me. What's your stance?
A stance on what in particular?
I'm assuming, is this a political show or what is this exactly?
Yeah, I talk about politics here, but that's why I'm like, there's a lot that can be gone into when it comes to like what my stance is. So got to be a little bit more specific. Throw out a topic. Maybe I can answer it for you.
It's a good question. What about the economy? What's your position on the economy as far as how families are doing financially?
Oh, they're not doing great. To start with, right? We know that to be true. We've seen the increase of we've seen a rise in the increase of a rise in credit card debt within the country, and this is reported on by our consumer banks. And that means more people are utilizing credit in order to buy their basic necessities like groceries. And we've seen that according to surveys as well. And if you were Kevin Hassett, you would want the American people to believe that that's a good thing because that means they're spending money that they don't have. We've seen an increase in bankruptcies in the United States, specifically Chapter 11, which is for businesses, which is not great. Less people are looking for jobs in the United States, and that's why the unemployment rate ticked down by 0.1%. So that's not great. I think the economy could do a lot better. It's
Mhm.
just it's not doing well right now. And eventually, the American people are going to catch up that Donald Trump is lying to their faces, telling them that everything is fine. And even the Republicans in Congress are like, he's not holding up to his own promise on affordability.
What do you think is the cause of all of that? What do you attribute it to?
So part of it's going to be the tariffs, right? So we saw that they negatively impacted small businesses. There was a significant decrease in the number of LLC filings in 2025 over 2024 because tariffs discourage people from creating businesses in fields that they can't compete in. Unfortunately, if they can't get some products from overseas, right? Whereas larger corporations have the capital in order to splurge and they can spend money and pay the tariffs to the American government. Okay. Tariffs are a contributing factor. The unnecessary attack on Iran is a contributing factor, specifically to the increase in gas prices and to the increase in grocery prices because
Mhm.
fertilizer is another primary thing that travels through the Strait of Hormuz out to the world.
Yeah. How long do you think we've been suffering for financially?
Oh, depends on what you're looking at, but I don't think that, I'll be honest, the economy never fully recovered from our
Mhm.
mass global supply chain issues that we experienced worldwide during COVID-19.
Mhm.
That's a significant factor. Spark
Yeah.
in my comments is talking about Reagan too, with the outrolling of Reaganomics, where we're talking about the trickle down economics ideology that he did and decreasing the corporate interest rate. That's also a good point. But specifically for people that are looking at the here and now, I think that we just never fully recovered from COVID pricing and the way that the lack of supplies, the global inflation ticking up, we never recovered from that. And that's going to be a big issue, true, as well. The
Yeah.
increase in the wage gap, which has been continuing to increase since since Reagan's period of time. None of these things are great. So
Yeah. Very
there,
cool. Well, and I'm always intrigued by people like yourself. This is kind of off topic,
okay.
but what is it that, or how is it that you created this platform for yourself, and what is it that ignited kind of what is it that ignited yourself to kind of start all this? I guess just out of curiosity.
Oh, well, so for me specifically, right? I'd always paid attention to politics. I just had never been
Hmm.
deeply involved in it. There I originally got involved in this when Joe Biden dropped out of the race, and then I became uniquely curious, right? I had been already talking to my coworker who was a Trump supporter when I worked with him, and he was like, "This is a losing race, Trump versus Biden. This is a recipe for disaster," because he didn't want Biden to win, or sorry, yeah, he didn't want Biden to win. He didn't even like Trump. He was a Nikki Haley person. And so like we engaged in political talk at work. So I'd always was like I stayed aware of everything that was going on between he and I. And then when Biden dropped out, I was like, oh, actually, this is even more intriguing to see what's going to come up next. So then I got
Yeah.
involved. I started digging really deep into the policies that helped hurt the economy, both sides. I already knew a lot of it from just basics when I was working in finance, for example, and the TCJA was passed. I already knew that one didn't go great for a lot of people because of the work I was doing at the time. So, yeah.
Very
So then I
cool.
really dug
Was
in, and then it just blew up, and I've just continued it.
Yeah.
And now I'm just advocating for things like basic human rights.
Hmm. Yeah. Was there, would you say there was like a moment in time in which you kind of realized that um social media was something that I'm missing my words here. Was there a moment in time in which you kind of like realized like an aha moment, like um I'm gaining some traction on social media. I think I can really do this.
Yeah. It probably just, I don't know how to describe like what the aha moment was, but probably just October of 24. People really started
Okay.
tuning in, and I was like, okay, bet. Let's keep this rolling.
Yeah. That's awesome. Good for you. That's cool. So,
I do
yeah.
like how somebody said in the comments that that's the most boring startup story you've ever heard. I'm like, hey, listen, I never claimed to be exciting, so I'm okay with boring.
Hey,
Sincerely, I'm okay
whatever
with
works for
boring.
you, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, um, yeah, I mean, I didn't really come on here to like do a debate or anything.
No problem.
I I wouldn't necessarily call myself an expert in regards to politics anyway, so I'm not necessarily qualified to. I don't have enough knowledge surrounding it to have a debate anyway, so I wouldn't be doing myself a very good service to try to have a conversation about it. But I always find this stuff kind of interesting, kind of like creators like yourself as well. So just thought, hey, I'll make a call, and yeah, I mean, why not, right? So yeah,
Oh, thanks, Gracie. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's all for me. Yeah,
All right. Well, I hope you have a good night.
yeah. Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Not every call has to blow up. I appreciate those calls. It's okay. Do you know, I actually appreciate calls like that. I don't mind people asking questions and digging in a little bit more. I'm okay with those kind of calls. He doesn't know a lot about politics, and that's okay to admit when you don't know a lot about politics. Hi, Mrs. C. I think my biggest thing, exactly, Queen. I love that. Thank you. My biggest thing when it came to politics and really deciding to deep dive into it, haha, deep dive, is I've always known that politics affects everything in life, right? Everything that you do, it does boil down to the political side of things that are either happening at the federal level or even at the state level. And I think that people need to be more educated in that regard and learn more about it. People that sit out on politics, I think they're doing a disservice to themselves and the people around them because it does. Sometimes I can't tell if people like that are just cagey about some of their actual beliefs. And that's fair, Dino. I don't, yeah, at least he was nice. Like, I don't disagree. I don't know what somebody's beliefs are. He wasn't rude. He gave space to have a conversation and open back and forth. I accidentally interrupted him once, and my apologies if you went back to the stream for interrupting you. And yeah, he didn't interrupt, he wasn't rude, he was polite the entire time, and those are the conversations that I appreciate more, right? And yeah, it gets you out of your echo chamber, we'll say that. And I appreciate that. And yeah, for someone that made a comment about my nails, I know I haven't gotten a manicure done. So if somebody wants to pay $150 so I can get a new manicure, I'll take it. This is old and it's coming off. So preferably before I cut my nails, that would be great. So it's about $150 to get a mani-pedi. So if anybody wants to pay for that, that'd be cool. Obviously, yeah. Links are in the bio. It's Mermaid RE0 everywhere. Oh, Julie, politics is a lot. And thank you for being new here. I saw your comment earlier. If you haven't hit that follow button, go ahead and hit that now, guys. Primarily, TikTok's been suppressing leftist content in a little bit. Anyways, hi, Synth, that's me. We do have one more person on the line. Let's see. Hi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
47.
Okay, are you still supporting Trump?
No.
Are you still supporting Republicans?
Here's where I'm at, and I can tell by watching you're younger than me.
Okay.
I spent 12 years in the military.
Thank you for your service.
I was shot in 2005. Okay. And here's my thing. I look at life today as we as people are so divided in this country, regardless what party line you're on or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a famous politician in my family who died 20 years ago, who was a Democrat, one of the most powerful Democrats in the state of California in his time. So I was raised around these people. Now, I voted for Trump twice. I won't vote for Trump again. Okay. He made a lot of promises out there. And because I see you and can tell by certain voices on your show that, I'm not looking at person younger than me. And, I have a business. I've had that business since 2005. Okay. I walked away from this business to serve this country. I still have that business today. Okay. My brother, I'm an identical twin. Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pardon me a minute.
You're okay.
Whew. My brother was killed in 2010.
I'm sorry for your loss. I can tell you're
So-
still feeling it.
So we are identical twins. My brother joined the Navy. My brother joined the Navy 2 years before I did. He became a SEAL team member from Green Team, from SEAL Team 6. Okay. I left everything to do the same thing. I figured if he could do it, I could do it. And I made it. I wasn't from 6, I was from another team. And people don't get along anymore today. They're not friendly anymore. And I tell people this, if you could just go to some of these other countries in the world, just go there. Just go there. Not see the war part, not see the horrific things that combat veterans see. Not just me, just every combat veteran that's overseas. Just to look at the horrors and the way these people live, you know, you would feel how grateful you are to be from America, right? And how I look at politicians, okay, because I grew up around them, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Governor Brown, you know, our politics are paid for. Our politics aren't, and we should get rid of AIPAC. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Israel, Israel, Israel. Okay, America comes first. We have our own people starving to death there, starving. Okay, I'm probably one of the few guys that have been married 25 years. I have 3 kids. You know, deployments aren't short, being out of the country 7 to 11 months out of the year.
They're not.
At least my family waited for me. So I personally don't believe our vote matters. I really don't. Because I was talking to Brian Mast. I didn't talk to him personally, but some of these people I'm aware of, I know who they are, they know who I am. You know, for a guy, and just like I left him a message and told him, he knows who I am. You know, you lost 2 parts of your legs, on both legs. But you're going to walk into the house, the Great White House, with an Israeli military jacket on. You're going to take all that money from AIPAC. Look at Massey. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, ma'am. Look at it. They're all bought off. Our whole government's bought off. I know people up there that have told me, you know, all they do is they walk out, they badger each other while they're on the news. As soon as they're off the news, they're tipping wine glasses. I mean, is anything real out there anymore? Can anybody tell the truth out there anymore?
Okay. So I don't know about them telling the truth part. I will say this, if your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't be trying so hard to suppress it or to make it less. Um,
And you're
yeah.
smart there, girl. I'm going to give you that. You're very smart there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I
wouldn't see
come from a
things. Oh,
different.
sorry.
That's okay. You know, I came from a different part of life, right? And no different than anybody else. Everybody just does what they do, grows up, goes to school, do their thing, okay? And so I'm very upset because I've lost friends, okay? And my own family, okay, for this country. And I'd do it again.
I personally, I don't think, and I've said this plenty of times, I don't think that the sacrifices we ask people to do, especially our soldiers, should ever have to happen in general. People will call me a pacifist. That's fine. I'm okay with that title, okay? Uh, I personally believe that the world would just be better off in general if everyone when they pass it became from natural causes, they died in their sleep or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
The idea that anybody dies at the end of a gun is horrible to me. And I do mean anyone, and that's why like I
Mm-hmm.
feel immense sympathy for anyone that dies that way. I hate to see it. I don't think that any gun death should ever be necessary. And that includes in our own country. I don't think any of them are necessary. I don't think any of them should be required. And no, I'm not saying take away the Second Amendment for the constitutionalists out there. I believe in our right to self-defense and our self-protection. I think it's unfortunate that we live in a world where those things are even necessary to start with. I think it's
Yeah.
unfortunate that we have war that occurs, that people have disagreements in the way that they do. I don't disagree with you that the country is divided. It is in a lot of different ways, and I see that and I agree with you. And I try to have conversations with people, and it's not even necessarily to change the person's mind on who I am speaking with. It's more for everyone else in the comment section in the chat to listen in and see and try to gain an understanding why somebody would be still supporting Trump or the Republican Party. It's not necessarily bringing people together. I focus more on the education aspect of it and teaching people about the economy, about how politics affects them, how voting in your local elections is the most important thing you can do. Even if you abstain from voting for the president, voting in your local
Hmm.
elections is far more important. Voting for your congressional House and Senate candidates are far more important than voting for the president up until 2024, which if I'm understanding everything that you said, you didn't vote for Trump in 2024.
No, I didn't.
Okay. That's what I thought that you had said when you only voted for him twice. And that's a clarification for everyone else, and also to clarify that part too.
Yeah.
And that's fine, that's acceptable. I'm glad that you saw that. And again, deeply sorry for the loss of your twin. I can't even
Hmm.
imagine how that feels. Everyone could actually hear the pain in your voice as you were telling it. So I'm glad you were able to get that off your chest as well. So I'm there's only so much coming together that we can have when we have someone in a position of power, not even just Trump, right? Anyone that's in a
Right.
position of power, whether if there's somebody that speaks on the media, right? So people will quote Jesse Waters, for example. He may not
Hmm.
he may just be a Fox News pundit, but he's still in a position of power because people listen to him. So this is talking about myself too.
You
Anyone
bet.
in a position of power shouldn't be looking to divide people, nor should they literally be saying we can't come together as a country, right? Donald
Right.
Trump literally said back after the unfortunate death of Charlie Kirk that he hates his enemies and it's not his job to bring people together, when in fact that's the complete opposite, and that's not true. When you are the leader of a
You bet.
country specifically, it is your job to not divide the country, and if you see divisions, to somehow find a way to knit it back
Bring it together.
together.
Hmm.
Knit, maybe not, no, knit is a form of sewing, sorry. So yeah, knit it back together and bring it together, okay? And I'm not saying that I think I'm necessarily influential in that degree, but I think building communities are important. And I know a lot of people in my chats will agree that we've built a community here. And
Hmm.
we have there's actually a couple former Trump supporters that watch constantly. And we have not only have we just help them realize with their own realizations as well how the country could be better, but they're deconstructing from their beliefs in how Donald Trump could fix the economy or fix the country in general. And they're deconstructing from the beliefs that they've held all their life, because that's what it is. If you've believed something for so long and you've believed it all your life and you're coming out of the box, in some way, shape, or form, you are deconstructing from what you've sat in for so long. You have to slowly pick apart what you've believed in for so long and to get to a better place, hopefully, right?
You bet. You bet.
And I think it sounds like you've gone through part of that phase yourself, and we are like I've personally have helped people deconstruct to a degree. And you can tell by talking to people, because I have conversations with repeat callers often.
Mm.
You can tell when somebody is there to actually have a conversation and they're there to learn and they're willing to be open and listen and deconstruct parts of their previous belief systems, and away from those who are just there to cause a scene, we can say it that way. They're just there to
Sure.
be contrarian. They're just there for the blood sports, right? I
Yes, ma'am.
I'll admit, right? I can definitely dig into the blood sports with callers. Sometimes those are fun. I appreciate so many more conversations from the people that are genuinely wanting to have them, like you, right? We're just having a
Sure.
general
Yes,
conversation.
yes,
Um,
ma'am.
and I can appreciate the conversations with people that are genuinely wanting to learn, genuinely willing to change their views and specifically take me out of a box, right? Because I get challenged on a daily basis, sometimes within the same exact live multiple times, like, well, you can't support Trump on anything. And it's like, no, absolutely not true. I can specifically name ways that certain policies have helped the country that passed under
Sure.
him or things that I agree with, right? So
Hmm.
like they're and so they put us in boxes, right? And I do mean us, everyone, right? I had an entire
Sure.
conversation with somebody weeks ago about why someone, not me, might believe that any person wearing the American flag must automatically be a Trump supporter. I don't believe that, all right? I don't
Right.
believe that. I think
Sure.
I think you're not supposed to. Like, according to flag code, you're not supposed to wear the American flag.
Right.
So like, sorry, that's just a side tidbit. Like, you're not supposed to wear the American flag. That's a little bit weird. Not with it like broken up between shorts, like one pant leg versus the other, which is this is odd to me. Someone's
Sure.
asking me just real quick as a side bit, name one thing that I can agree with Trump on. Sure. He made animal cruelty a felony, which needed to happen because we've done way too much shit to animals for so long and it's just
You
been
bet.
swept away on.
Hmm.
He did the Right to Try Act, which allows people to try untested medication or just in test phase medication that could potentially help their disease if they're already at the point where they might need to be on hospice and things like that. There are absolutely good things that occurred under Donald Trump, and it is
Hmm.
ignorant of anyone to ignore the good things that have occurred
You
in
you
like
bet.
some ways, right?
You
Um,
bet.
and so there you go. That is not my cat. There you go. Project Warp Speed
But
was
thank
also decent in pushing out the C-19 vaccine because that not only helped out the United States but helped the rest of the world. So, like, yeah, there's a lot of things. So, I know I just talked for a bit.
Yeah, I'm a total animal lover. That's what I did in the military. I worked with a dog, and in my life today, I still do that. I do it. I don't do any more contracting or anything like that. I raise dogs and I sell them outside of, and I still have my business that I've had for 22 years. And so, giving back. One thing about me, I don't know about any other business owners. I know a few, but you came to my building and asked to see me. If I have to wear a suit and tie, I'll put it on. If I have to wear, polo shirts, wingtips, I put them on. But I work with people in my warehouse, and I tell people this, including my personal friends, right? And some of those personal friends, I have three best friends that I went to high school with, right? We've always just stayed in touch. And my thing is, I work with my hands. So the two products that I sell in my company, I own patent rights to them. I invented them. I have patent rights to them, and I sell them, right? And so I work with the people because I like working with them. I work with my hands, right? I don't do the front office thing. I have the right people up there in the front office. Yeah. Do I sit down with them every day? Yes, I do. Do I, go over the banking, the accounts? Yes, I do. Okay. But I work with the people out there. Now, with all that said, I plan on selling the company in the next 2 years. Okay. I've had an offer from a company, and I have had that maybe 8 months ago. I just told them I'm willing to do it, but I'm not willing to do it now. They wanted to buy into my company, and I told them no, but I do want to sell it. So, we signed some papers already. So, you can't work with because I invented these things and work with them. The people out there, I've taught them how to build my product, right? And you're nobody without the people around you, right? It's just like being in the military, right? One man's easy prey, but when you go up against 16 of them, then it's the structure is a little bit different, right? And so, and that's how I look at my life today. Yeah, I'll put on a suit and tie when I have to, but when you come to my building, at first a lot of people go, "Wow, this guy actually works in his warehouse with these people," and they go, "Yeah, let me go get him," And if they want to walk around, they can. Or show them around, whatever. And, because I'm a personal guy, it breaks my heart. When you mention animals, I love animals so much. as a man, to me, who's gone through, numerous things. Boy, when it comes to animals or an animal being hurt, boy, I would tear up just like a young girl, right? I wouldn't kill an animal unless I ate the animal, right? And so my life's a lot different today. I try to teach people there's a better way than a fight, right? Because those just end up bad no matter who wins or who thinks they won, right? And it's better to walk away. And so, and that's how I was raised. That's how I was taught. Even in the armed forces, you just walk away. We harbor our feelings, right? And so, life is good. I just wish in this country we could get along a little bit better and sit down at a table, and instead of yelling at each other, sit down and let's hash out our facts, or what we think's the facts, our opinions, and somewhere in the middle. Can we meet somewhere in the middle? Can we give up this to have this, or can we recommend something? But the thing is, I want the politicians to work for the people. Okay, that White House is the people's house. It's not Donald Trump's. It wasn't Bill Clinton's. It wasn't so and so. It's the people's house, right? And we have lost so much, in my opinion, that the government has taken away from us, or has tried to take away from us, even the Second Amendment. When you look at our forefathers who gave us the right for these certain things, and men and women that died for us way before I even came on this planet, that's who our forefathers were, right? You see our politicians now, they argue on TV, they get up in the House and the Congress, and they're yelling at each other like they want to have a fist fight with each other, right? Where's the dignity, man? Where is your dignity to even be in that house, to even work up there? It's a great place. Don't dishonor the House. Don't dishonor DC, right? Because a lot of people gave up many, many things in their life to have what we have, okay?
If I
And
can.
right or wrong, that's our God-given right, what our forefathers wrote down. And these people on both party lines have been trying to chip away at certain things. They make up a law to cover another law. I just look at politicians today and say, man, I don't trust any of you. The only people I trust are the guys I served with, or some of my best friends. And guys like me, we don't have a lot of friends. I mean, we have a lot. We probably don't see as much of them as we should. But I know the ones that I can downright depend on, right? That they say something, I can believe that. That's the truth, right? And when you just start seeing these things and you're going, well, that's ridiculous. How could that possibly happen? Right?
Yeah,
It just seems like it's a
sorry,
fraud.
if I can, real quick.
Sure.
I want to. There's a couple of things that I will push back on just a little bit, right?
Sure.
So I don't know about you. I am obviously of pasty white complexion, and I have no problem with that,
Sure.
right? That's my complexion. Almost everybody knows this at this point. I don't believe that I have the right to tell someone that is of a different complexion of me how to feel about certain things. And what we see right now in our politics is what we would call a whitewashing of American history, right? We see people being targeted of other communities, and I'm not going to tell anyone in those communities how to feel.
Sure.
And we see Donald Trump being able to remove evidence of slavery out of our natural history museums, and that is a whitewashing of American history. We see politicians in Florida, this is state issue politics, Florida
Sure.
trying to teach that slavery was beneficial for Black Americans. And I think so. While I don't disagree with you that there are people that we need to come together with, I want to be very clear. Like for me, I will never tell I would never put it upon myself to tell someone that is Black, someone that is transgender, someone that's a part of the LGBTQIA plus community that they have to come together with people that don't want to share those tables with them already. So I do agree and I understand what you're saying. I just wanted to make my stance clear on that one as well. Because there's only so much coming together that we can do when parts, not all of it, parts of what you would call the other side hate who we are, hate their existence, and honestly do want to see some people die.
You bet.
And I think that that's a big issue, and I think that everyone that holds that line, they have the right to that line. And it sounds like you agree with me, so I appreciate that.
I do. I
Um,
do. I'm a white guy.
yeah. Before we get on too long, I'm a little bit past my normal time that I go online for.
God bless
So,
you. God bless you, dear. You know,
of
you keep
course.
up the good work that you do, and many people root for you. I don't usually call. This is the second time I ever called any type of podcast, and
Oh, okay.
so you do good. You do good work. I'm going to subscribe to you, and like I said, when I mean coming together, just people sitting down and having a conversation. I don't care if you're Black, pink, or otherwise. I could care less, right? I have my own opinion on all that stuff, but again, that's my opinion, and sometimes it's better to just keep your opinion to yourself, right? And go with
Yeah.
the flow. As long
No.
as it's not hurting anyone or hurting my family or anything like that, we're
It,
protectors, man. And when I raised my hand to give that oath years ago, let me tell you this, there are many people out there that will step forward at a moment's notice if they had to, right? And I know those people, and I'm one of them, okay? I don't go to a store or anything like that because I'm a helping guy. When I move to a new home or something like that, I want to be an asset to my community, right? And my neighbor, okay? And we just need to be a little more neighborly. And thank God you do what you do. I praise you. I'm going to put you in my phone right now, subscribe to you, and
awesome.
look forward down the line to talking to you sometime again.
Okay, sounds good. And I will point out that you care more about what happens than you let on. So you do care a lot.
I
So
do. I
because
really
you
do. I
see it.
care
So
because
yep.
I do because I've been there. I know how ugly it is on the
hmm
other side. I really do. I know how ugly it is. I felt real quick. I felt so ugly when I first came home. I didn't even want to come home, and then I felt so ugly inside that I didn't even think God would ever care for me. Right? And I'm a newbie there. Okay, been out a little while, but I found Jesus about 2 years ago. And so he's my creator, my maker, my guidance to my life. And as long as I live there, I feel comfortable. Okay. And again, thank you for taking my call.
Of course. You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was a lot. That's a lot to. Sorry, Chris didn't close the door all the way, and now our automatic lock is having a heyday. I can try, Johnny. I'm not necessarily would make a good clip. I didn't push back on some things that I should have, and I understand that. That was a lot, and that is what I heard from him. And some of y'all can disagree with me here. Is I heard someone that's actually actively going through their deconstruction phase. Whether that's looks like what we normally would consider that. It's important to know that he is still deconstructing, and a lot of it is going to be from his time in the military, which is by the way, which is a very institutionalized thing. And you do get indoctrinated while you are in the military. And that is possible looking upwards. I'm not going to deny it. I didn't see it that way, but I'm not going to deny how you felt. But to be clear, as I confirmed, Queen, if you're still here, is he did not vote for Trump in 2024. And I think what I saw from that is just he's actively working through his deconstruction of indoctrination within the military industrial complex, within having had a belief in the Republican Party, with coming to terms with what his vote for Donald Trump did in 2016 and 2020. And yeah, I don't think he voted in 2024. I agree with you there. He doesn't believe that his votes matter. And I think that he honestly heard me when I said that your vote absolutely does matter. I don't know if he's going to vote in the midterms this year or in 2028. That's something that he's going to have to work on his own, or he can call back in and we can work on that too. Thanks, Judy. That's funny. But I am going to go ahead and end because I got to fix my automatic door lock from spazzing out because the door's not. Anyways. Yeah, I don't disagree, Shep. He didn't. He could have criticized. No, he did criticize, actually. He just said it very quickly, his critique on Republicans. But if you guys are new here and you haven't already for any reason whatsoever, whatever silly reason that might be, and you haven't hit that follow or that subscribe button, go ahead and do it now. I do live streams 5 days a week. You bet you're looking. 5 days a week. I'll be back on live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I will see you guys back then. And keep all of your fingers if you still have leftover fireworks.